Hey friends, quickly, I wanted to address this question that everyone is talking about right now. When will the church reopen? And it's an important question. I've received a lot of text messages and emails from you guys over the last couple days, and I am with you. I get it. I am so ready for this quarantine to be done where we can meet face to face. And, over the last couple days, you probably have heard even the president made a very strong declaration that he was calling all states to reopen houses of worship. And so even across Colorado, there's several counties that have even opened up and are able to meet together with masks and socially distanced this weekend. Boulder County is not yet one of them. But one of the things that was notable is even the president in his address declared that the church is essential. I just want to echo that. The church absolutely is essential, always has been essential. It doesn't matter what anybody says. The church is extremely essential to the livelihood of our nation and the world. But I will add, you have noticed how this conversation has quickly become political and quickly become religious in nature. And it's become actually really divisive if you really pay attention to the nuances of how people are talking about reopening the church. And I want to remind us today something very important, that our motivation is not primarily political or primarily religious. Our motivation is the kingdom of God, right? And so it's really critical in this time as we're awaiting the state approval and as we're kind of waiting for some green lights. Our main motivation right now is to check in with Jesus, the master, the head of the church, and ask him, what is it you want us to do? What is it that the kingdom of God would have us do moving forward? You see, my personal conviction is while COVID-19 shut down the world, it was God in his sovereignty that kicked the church out of the building. And you may or may not agree with that, but listen, I think this has been a pivotal time unlike anything we've experienced before. And I believe that God has used this last season as a place to mature us, to grow us up, like we've said, to plant our roots deep. And he's used it as a training ground to make us more agile for the days to come. And so I think more important than what everybody else says that the church should do, no matter what other churches are doing, every church has to hear from God for what they're supposed to do. Listen, I really believe our primary motivation is to check in with Jesus and say, have we learned every possible lesson that you have wanted us to learn in this season? Have you grown and developed what you want from us? And the most important thing is, before we take a step into a next season, God, do we have your word? Are we moving on the word of the Lord to carry us into a new day? And again, guys, I am so excited. I will be the first in line when we're able to meet together. And we'll let you know when we have a green light from the state and we're able to meet these precautions, which there are a lot of them. But then also we get a green light from God. And we know what he wants from us and how he wants us to mobilize in this next season. We are on God's timetable. And lastly, I just want to remind you that even in this language of reopening, I just want to remind you, the church of God, the church of Jesus Christ, has never been closed. It will never be closed. It can never be closed. No dictator, no war, no plague has ever been able to shut down the church of Jesus Christ. And yes, we may be waiting together again in a building or a Sunday service, but this is a time for us to celebrate that we are a resilient people following Jesus into a new day. And I couldn't be more excited to see where this is going to go. So we'll be with you. We'll update you and thank you. And we just can't wait to grow in excitement for everything God is doing. Be blessed today.